Hey, what's going on, everybody? Got an event coming up this weekend. We have an autocross that's going to be going on in College Station, Texas. I'm going to be taking the RTR out there for sure. Drew will hopefully be taking the BMW up there. But the problem is, first, the car is dirty and we need to get her cleaned. And secondly, we need to do a little bit of the setup for the suspension. So first, let's go get her clean and then we'll work on the suspension. Drew was nice enough to get me this barrel of Armor All car care stuff to clean this car. He knows I love Armor All, so we're gonna see how this stuff works out for us with the RTR. Also got the tire in today for the ST over here. I know that in one of our videos we were talking about how we rolling on the flats, so we're gonna be changing that up a little bit. Let's dive in here and see what we got. We got a few scrubbing pads, a shame here, sponge, glass wipes. We have our chamois, ShamWow. Got some interior protectant, interior wipes, wheel and tire cleaner, and then we got the wash and wax, and then a mitt. When I was a kid, I used to take soap and put it on my face, make it look like I have a beard. Now that I have a beard, it'd probably just make me look weird. Plus, the neighbors are outside and they think I'm crazy. I asked Drew if he's gonna be at the event, and all he told me was like some weird, smiley, frowny, sad combination of emoji. I don't know, I'm not a 15-year-old girl, so I don't truly understand emojis. I need to work on my cardio, because oddly enough, I'm tired already just doing this. Okay, now that I got my beer, we are good to get to work. So, if we look up underneath here, we have the RTR Adjustable Sway Bar. So, if you look at the ends, as you can see, there's adjustable points right there, 1, 2, and 3. The first hole, which it's currently in right now, that is for understeer. Because apparently when they take them to the dealers, they set them up as having understeer, because a lot of people deal better with the car pushing forward than if the back end kicks out and you have oversteer. If I'm doing an autocross, which is what we're going to be doing tomorrow, that I should set it to the center because that's neutral. So I do get a bit of oversteer to help me turn the back end, but not so much that I'm going to be spinning donuts on the track. So if we were going to go drifting, we're going to be setting it here to the last hole so that we can get a lot of oversteer out of it. But right now I'm just going to go ahead and set it up to neutral settings right there in the middle. And we'll see how easy this is. Ah, shit. Okay, hold on. Oh, crap. Okay, after wrenching on this thing and watching it spin in a circle, I realized that had I taken the wheel off, it would have helped me out, because I would have seen on the top of the bolt here, there is a spot where you can put an Allen wrench and hold the bolt in place, and now I can turn it off with a crescent wrench. The things you learn.
What are you doing to your tire?
I'm not doing anything to my tire. Okay.
What are you done there?
And then we have the brake line that's attached to that at the end of the bracket. So that gets removed off of there. And then this is just going to get popped off and moved down one spot to the other hole. So I thought I'd be able to rotate one at a time, but it looks like I'm going to have to go ahead and take both ends off so I can swing it. I was trying to loosen this bar, but of course I can't find my 10 anywhere, and that's exactly what I need to take this off. So I'm going to try and loosen this end, see if I can twist the whole thing down together, and then pop the ends back in. Okay, so I just got the other end out. I'm getting ready to move it down to the middle hole, moving the whole thing. Hopefully I don't have to loosen anything else. Sorry I didn't record the whole thing so y'all could see. But let me just give you a recap of how it went. Wrench, 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 ow, mosquito bite, shit, 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 F this, why isn't this effing working, shit, 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 ow, ow, busted knuckle, busted knuckle. The typical way that you work on a car. So now I'm gonna try and move the bar and see how this works out. So. Okay, so there we go. That one there has been, focus, that one there has been moved to the middle. Let's slide over to the other side and see if we can get the other one. Oh God, I'm laying on wrenches. Oh God. Okay. So now that I've struggled with the crescent wrench and the Allen wrench, I now realize that I had a set of Allens that go on the end of my socket, and that could save me a lot of time. So have this hole on this side, if we can find it. Oh my God, why am I having trouble finding the hole? Okay, there we go. That one's in the middle now too. If you have an RTR, if you have RTR adjustable sway bars, your brake line, like I said, goes on to the bolt that goes in here for your ends. And then there's like a little tab, if it would focus, I don't know if we can see it. So there's a tab that goes at the end of the sway bar. When you move it in, that little tab that curves in to stop the brake line from twisting is gonna go into the hole in front of it. So just FYI, if you go to do that, just know that the tab for the brake line that curves will then go in the hole in front of where you just were. So basically the hole where you pulled the bolt out of. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and continue bolting this all back in place. It's getting dark, I'm getting eaten up by mosquitoes, and my back is a little sore, and it's wet because I spilled my beer, root beer, because, you know, I'm a mature adult. I spilled my root beer and it's now on my back, and that's gonna attract more bugs and more mosquitoes. So while I finish this up, I will see you guys tomorrow at the Autocross. Bye. Okay, mic's not on, so it helps to have the mic on. So we just did the track walk for all the novice drivers. Now we have the drivers meeting that I have to run over to real quick, and then I guess we're gonna be working the track for a little while.
10 seconds in.
Okay, so we had our first run. The car felt like it was sliding around a little bit more than what I would like it to, but the back end does rotate, which it didn't do last time, so adjusting the sway bar did help. So we're just waiting to get our next turn out there. It looks like we're gonna have to start getting ready here in a second, so let's see how we do on our second one. Okay, so we just did run number 2. This time I tried to go a little bit faster, but the back end still wants to kick out. And a couple times we started to get a little sideways, which stopped us. But just, I think the tires might be a little bit too thin, a little bit too worn down, so different tires next time possibly. But we're gonna keep going, see if we can go faster.
Oh, Mike, you're down here. Oh.
Okay, so overall for the day, we finished 63rd, I think, and then for my class, it was 4th. Best time was like 1 minute, 1 second, something like that. But when you come back and you look at the tires, I realize I have a nail in one tire. And if you really get down here and look, we got the tread is gone on one tire. So if you really got down there and look, you see that the tread is gone on one tire. So definitely better tires next time will help us. Maybe wider tires in the back, we'll see what we can do. But overall, it was fun. I really did like the event. I'd come back for sure. Okay, so overall, the event with the A&M Sports Car Club was fun. We got to go out there, and this was competition. The last time we went out there, that first video that you saw where Drew and I went out there to the event, that was just kind of practice, going out there, seeing how the track was, seeing their layout, seeing how they operate things. This was actual competition. Now, we missed the first two, but we made it to number 3, and we plan on making it to all the rest of them. At least I do. Hopefully Drew will be able to make it to those as well. I know next month, we do plan on having both the RTR and the ST out there. So that should be fun, kind of seeing how they do. Now, one thing that I can tell you that I learned from this is I wasn't fully prepared. It's been a while since I've done an autocross, but at the same time, I still do drift events. I still do other events. I'm a car guy. I should know what to do. And I was wondering, after making the adjustments that I talked to Vaughn about making it more neutral when I was racing with the sway bar setup, why was it that even though I was rotating more, why was I over-rotating? Why wasn't I getting the grip that I needed? When the power came on, why was I finding it so hard to get it to come back in? Because there's other cars out there that have more power. Well, the problem with me was I didn't check my tires before I went out there. These tires were crap, people. These tires were crap. On the inside, when you look at the outside, okay, could they have been a little bit better? Yes, but I thought they were still good. It's when you got the car up and you saw the inside that you can actually see the belt. When I was underneath the car working on the sway bars, I should have seen this. There's no reason why I shouldn't have seen this. So next time out, I'm planning on hopefully getting another set of wheels to go on the car and get stickier rubber. Now, there's nothing wrong with the NT555 G2s that I had on there, but I'm thinking maybe going with the NT05. It's a stickier compound, more track-based than street, and going with it that way. Driving there on my regular tires, swapping out the tires, and just running like that. Hopefully we'll see big improvements. A few other things that you need to make sure if you're going to an autocross or any race event that you take with you. Your helmet. Always make sure that you have your helmet. This one here is DOT approved. If you're going out to race a lot, make sure that you're getting something that's Snell approved. This here is just my motorcycle helmet, DOT approved. I wasn't doing any door-to-door racing, so I figured it would be fine. Tire pressure gauge. Make sure you take one of these with you. In the RTR, it does have it as one of the options where you can check your tire pressure, so that's kind of nice. But if you have a car that you can't, make sure that you bring one of these so you're checking your tire pressures throughout the day, making sure they're exactly where you need to. Sometimes you do have to lower or raise tire pressure depending on the temperature, depending on how your car is handling. I think next time I need to drop the tire pressure in my car. But to help with that, tire pump. Again, this car came with one. Not all cars do. So pick one of these things up. I think you can get these relatively cheap at Walmart. You plug it in your cigarette lighter and you go from there. Helps out a lot. Make sure that you're bringing cool clothes. I had on, as you saw in the video, I had some Under Armour on, some Puma pants. It kept me cool because in Texas here, it gets humid, it gets hot. So you don't want to be sweating your butt off inside your car. I do have AC seats, so that's a plus, but also it adds weight to your car. So make sure that you come prepared for these events. Make sure that you know what you need to have. I also had with me my toolbox. I had with me a jack and jack stands. I didn't need to use them, but it was good to have those with me just in case I did. So make sure before you head to a track event, you have a checklist of the things that you need. Your helmet, your tools, your jack stands, tire pressure gauge. You want to make sure that you have your air pump. Anything that you think is going to be a necessity when you're out there on the track. Go on to the forum, go on to the Facebook page of whoever's hosting it, Ask people that are going to the event, hey, what are things that you normally take with you if you're not a person that's been to them before, okay? And ask plenty of questions when you get there. Everybody there is willing to help, even the staff is. You just gotta ask. Don't be shy when you go to these events. Go there, have some fun. Okay, so the next event you see us post about is gonna be round 1 of Lone Star Drift, just right outside of Houston here. This is a Formula Drift Pro-Am series, so that means the winners of this, in 1, 2, and 3, they're gonna get Pro-Am licenses. We also have a street legal series where you bring a car that, as long as it's relatively stock, you go out there, you race door to door with somebody else, and at the end of the season, that person goes to Japan. If you have any questions about anything Lone Star Drift related, go check out Lone Star Drift here on YouTube. They have a list of the prizes. You can see all the cars, all the events that are going on, but you will be able to see ours coming up here soon. I don't know if we're gonna be driving, but I hope that we will be. We got the drift stang. We need to get this radiator in here. We only have 4 days at the filming of this to get this thing ready. We have the RTR, which we can take with us. Just need to have the tires for it. Tires, you know, this is how we find ourselves every single season. We're trying to get everything done last minute. And I think that we're not the only team that does that. But check out that video when it pops up. Look for it. It'll be awesome. I guarantee you. If you're in the Texas area, please go out to these events. There's going to be more of them. If you want to see more of me, if you want to see more of Drew, if you want to see more of Obi, make sure you click right here, okay? Check out some of our other videos. If you haven't subscribed yet, click down below, subscribe, hit that little bell so that you can get notifications for the next time we post up a video. And stay tuned after this for, you guys know it, it's always the bloopers. It's the best part sometimes of these videos. I know I can drone on. It's okay. But until next time, see ya! Why did the other one go on so easy though? The other one just like popped straight in there. Like no work. Oh, now you want to go. Okay. So the next event that you see us post is going to be the round 1 of Lone Star Drift Pro-Am. Round 1, just outside of Houston here in League City, Texas City. What'd they say? Houston. But if you want to see more of me,